Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jitty. Today we're going to finish purple science. I'd like to say we're going to start on yellow and green science, but we will see. So, previous episode, we came out to our lovely planet. We got a lot of production done, okay? Last couple of episodes, actually, we've done green circuits twice, to then do microcrystalline components 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. To then do processes 1, 2, 3, 4 times. To then bring all that down and run that into purple science. We have a small purple science build right here. This is all on a quest to do 30 science per second. That is to fill a whole belt's worth, whole belt with science. That is 1800 science per minute. At the same time, we started setting up particle broadband. Particle broadband has come, well, all the way out to there. It stretches well over, well, we start here, and then this tower marks the next quarter of a planet, which you can see our processor build basically comes out and just kisses, but yeah, particle broadband slides straight past there. It's like sliding into your DMs without permission, without any notice, just slides straight past there. At the same time, we also had to set it carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes, we're going to go so long, we had to split it into 4 rows. So we have carbon nanotubes. At the same time, we had to do crystal silicon crystals. Crystal silicon, yeah, not silicon crystals. Crystal silicon. Yep. So we had to do 2 rows of that, which were done. That is the tiniest build we've done in forever. And then we had to do plastic. We finished last episode finishing out plastic, which plastic's pretty easy. Plastic's one of those great recipes. It needs refined oil, plus it needs energetic graphite. Yes, I got it right this time. It needs energetic graphite. The catch is, we don't actually have any refined oil, especially on this planet, halfway across the solar system from our homeworld. Yes, we're still launching rockets left, right, and center, but our homeworld is over here. This was the last time we went and played with oil, back on the Taka system with the sub to GD Dyson Sphere. Just to remind you that if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, now is a great time to do so. If you have already clicked it, then look, whilst you're down there, just click the like button. I'd very much appreciate it. You know, helps out the YouTube algorithm. We all like feeding the YouTube gods, but with all that said, we need to get back to purple science. Purple science is going to require some plastic. We need to do plastic. The way we're going to do plastic is the logical way you would assume I would, which is we're going to literally make refined oil here, because I need to have 2 belts of refined oil. So we're going to stamp down yet another one of these lovely towers. We're going to cancel that because we don't need that. We're going to put on oil instead. And to make 2 belts of, well, to make a belt of plastic, we need 2 lots of refined oil. Which actually means I need 2 belts of refined oil, which means I'm going to need 120 chemical plants. Yep. So, what we're going to do is I have this little stone build here that we need to build around. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring out a touch of oil with another touch of oil. We're planning this and making this up as we go, so, you know, bear with me. We're going to bring this out past the stone, so it's no longer in our way, and I'm just going to keep extending this belt for quite some time, I expect, because refineries are not exactly a small building. Let's stop. It looks like a good spot to stop. Okay, so then we're going to have 2 outputs. We're going to have hydrogen and refined oil. What's the best way to do this? Okay, the best way is literally have both belts head back the opposite direction. Because whatever I do, I have to duplicate twice. So let's get some belts in place. Down to 600 belts is never a good sign. And we'll stop this just prior to that oil build. Okay, so with that done, the next thing we're going to do is I have already collected just a few oil refineries, just 100 to get us started. And we're going to have a input into the oil refinery, an output to refined oil, and then an output to hydrogen. We're going to set the recipe in here, which is plasma refining, and it should be a case of drag out 15, drag out another 15. I hope I can get power poles. Ooh, power poles. Power poles. Yes, we have no hope of fitting power poles in between them. Okay, let's just have a change of plan. Let's start the first one. We're going to drag out 15. We're going to hit the tab button, split them in groups of 3. And then I should be able to put a power pole there and a power pole there. And just to confirm, yes, that definitely fits. Okay, alright, so that is 15. Now I need 60 of these. Ah, I did it again. I didn't hit tab. Did not hit tab. Okay, tab, done. So that's 30. That means we're officially halfway. Come on, belts. That is 45. And then, of course, that's where we get to 60. Okay, so it used like almost the whole belt. Alright, so now we have that done. The very next thing I need to do is I need to have another belt of oil that's going to come in this direction. So let's stop here. I need to have a belt of refined oil, which is going to go that direction, and a belt of hydrogen that's also going to go... You know what? We're going to actually run the refined oil this way. And I'm also going to... yeah, it's the middle belt. We're also going to rip up this belt. And we're also going to run it out as well. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to grab it here and we're going to go this way with the belt. No, out of building range, that's what I was trying to avoid. Click. And click. And we'll just leave you sticking out one tile so we know that that's the correct belt. We need to do the hydrogen for the second build, which is going to run back to our left. The oil is going to run left to right. That one bit of belt goes away. That is the refined oil, which is going to run left to right. And that is the hydrogen belt, which is going to run right to left. Okay. So that is lack of item. Alrighty. We need to grab all of those. Yep. And then we're going to bring that. No, not quite. That into there. That into there. That into there. Alright. With some bare basics out of the way. So we need to come back to here. We need to grab our second oil belt. This is going to bring in the crude oil, so to speak. And we're going to bring that to... Let's bring it to there. And then we'll have it jut down to there. That's our hydrogen belt, which I'm going to bring up a tile to there. And then probably back down. We're going to grab this hydrogen belt, which we're going to bring to here and then up to there. And that should be at least that half of that build done. So now we just need to build in all our refineries, which is a lot. Yep, go bots. Go bots, I need you to come and do... Oh, no, we're out of refineries. Okay. I only grabbed 100. Turns out I need 120, which are in here. So we'll grab another 20. Cool. And... tab. And... all in and done. Alright, so with that done, we're going to run this, which is our refined oil. Hang on. Icarus is tripping on rocks again. Okay, so we're going to run our refined oil. Now, originally, I was going to run all the refined oil in from left. That seems illogical. I'd be much better to run the refined oil because it's already at this end, back into the chemical plants from right to left rather than left to right. So we're just going to remove all these belts and replace them a second time. We're not up to third yet, you know, give it time. This is the thing with builds when you're making them up on the fly. Look, I could be lazy. I could just take everything out and I could run it straight back into a tower and have the drones fly things from tower to tower, and that is a perfectly reasonable way of building things. The catch is, it's not very unique. It's very repeatable. It is the exact same thing over and over and over again, and I don't play these sorts of games to do the exact same thing over and over again. If I want to do that, I play a first-person shooter. Yes, JD said that. Yes. Okay, so we're going to bring that up to there, that up to there, that down to there. We need to remove that belt, and wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Okay, we're going to run that belt. Nope. Move that jagged out bit. Run the belt further this way. Yeah, the bots are having a hard time. We're just piling construction orders on them non-stop. Alright, so we need to run this almost. This to, well, there. Okay, so after we've got to there, we then have this hydrogen belt. And this hydrogen belt, I'm going to intentionally run to here. We're going to go to belts. We're going to grab a splitter. Now that the devs did a change, I can now put a splitter beside another belt because I need to run this two different directions. We're going to bring out the bottom one, and then I'm going to bring out the top one. Shift. Okay, so we'll get back to that. First thing is we need to actually grab a whole heap of power poles. 250. Yeah, it seems like a reasonable amount of power poles. Alright. I need to, every third one of these, put in, actually click on the tile, put in a power pole, which gives me excuse to time lapse a little bit and the bots to get all the work done. The bots have stopped flying away, so I think they've got everything done. Now, you might be saying, hey, JD, you've got two problems. One, I don't think you've got 60 oil per second. And I would be saying, I don't know if I do either. But, you know, the best thing is we're going to find out together. At the same time, no, you've got ships, you've got ships, you've got ships, you've got warpers. You've got warpers, we're all good and ready to go. At the same time, we've got a whole belt worth of hydrogen because each oil refinery set, okay, takes in 30 oil per second, and if we bring this up, it converts one piece of oil. So we're going to go with one piece of oil, no, we're going to go with one piece of oil. So it converts one piece of oil into one piece of refined oil and half a hydrogen. Because, as you can see, we have 2 for 1, and if we half them all down to get 1 oil per second, it is 1 and a half. So we're taking out 2 half belts of hydrogen, merging them together. This will give us a full belt's worth of hydrogen. At the same time, it does mean that I'm going to have 2 belts of refined oil come out, but it also means I need to find 2 belts of crude oil to feed in. I don't know whether we have 2 belts worth of crude oil. In theory, went out to a water world. Whilst there, I did grab some oil. Is it enough? I don't know. The other thing I want to do is I want to bring my hydrogen into the splitter. Now, this splitter... Yeah, actually, we're going to run it into the bottom. Bottom. Okay, we're going to run it into the bottom with a priority. And the idea is that we're going to put hydrogen into the bottom and into this tower, which then makes it available in the network. Now, should it be available in the network and then nobody decide to use it, we're going to then take that hydrogen and we're going to run it basically right up the whole map. Yes, okay. in theory, I've built all these align with one another, so I should be able to take a belt from here and run it up a tile. That way it shouldn't run into anything. And we should, in theory, fly with objects. How about if I... No. No, because the tiles are disappearing. Actually... that's 2 belts up. 1 belt. Yeah, no, that should be okay. That should be okay. It'll slowly slide across as the different tiles disappear, but it should look reasonably straight. Call that straight. Okay, so we're going to bring that belt up to... hang on, let's line things up. We're going to bring it up to, well, here. And then I'm going to bring it across. Nope, back a tile. And please, 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 I need you... Fine, 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 fine. Be like that. We're going to run it into the middle one. Okay, no, we're going to come closer first. And then into the middle one. Excellent. So then I'm going to bring the same hydrogen out. Yep. And we're going to run it around and around and around. I need to set you to be hydrogen. We're going to set it round and round and round because we have a small power problem on this planet. And a full belt of hydrogen is a significant amount of power. Yes, it's going to fill the tower first. Once it's filled the tower, we should be able to take anything left over and then proceed to burn it off. And that is my grand plan. That is my grand plan to hopefully fix all the power problems I'm slowly making for myself. Because if we click on one of these guys, it's at power load of 92%, but nothing's running. This is still an outpost world. It is designed to run half a dozen miners, and that is it currently. And we're pushing a lot more than that onto the planet slowly over time. Okay, so I want to run that into there. We'll remove that. Same time, I don't think I can put a splitter in there. I don't think I can. No. Okay. I want to bring that down there. And then... Okay, then we're going to try and get that to slide over a tile. You know, it's like the original belt that slid into your DMs. We're going to try and get it to slide over one more tile and then squeeze. Okay, so let's go there. No, come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's go down to ground level. Run that belt into there. Okay, and then we need to go up a level and have that merge in. Up. Merge into that belt. There we go. Okay, alright. So that lets us bring the resources back out. We want to bring it basically to there. And then do another ring around the world. Alright, with that done, one of these towers, none of these towers, I don't think... No, we didn't actually bother importing power plants because they're one of those one-offs. Like, you're going to want them on some planets but not on other planets, so we're going to pull in 100 of those. Do I happen to have any on me? No. No, because that would have made life far too easy. At least then I can start planning. Alright, so we need to wait for them to arrive. We need the bots to finish building all this belt. And then I think after we've put down this power, I think we can actually turn this on. Which is going to be both exhilarating and scary all at the same time. Because I know we can't technically feed any of these builds at a constant rate. I have mentioned this before. It is going to require us going back to icy smelting. And severely giving icy smelting a full makeover and upgrade. Well, mainly an upgrade. Not really a makeover, but definitely an upgrade. And once again, I'm going to have resources in the way of where I want to build things. Can I put a tower... That'll do whilst we wait, and we'll just take that and take that in there, that into there. into there. Can we do copper? Thank you. Alright, have they arrived yet? They have. Okay, we're going to... Yeah, we just ordered another 100. Okay, I'm hoping the first 100 is going to be enough. Alright, so power plants, face them with 3 ports at the front. We're going to hook up a sorter, which we're about to run out of as well. That's our first ring. That's our ring complete. I'm going to want sorters. Give me 250. Okay, then we're going to grab you. We're going to put you here. Through to there. That wind turbine's going to get in the way. Through to there. Tab you out. There we go. That wind turbine can go away as well. And powered up. Powered up. Okay. And then we'll start on the next layer, which will basically start right here. Hit the minus button, get them back as close to one another as possible. I'm hoping 30 generators is enough to burn off the hydrogen. I honestly don't know. I haven't done the maths. If not, we can always come back and add more. I need you to be there. Okay, I need that power wind turbine to go away. Yep, we're going to run into our build. That's fine. No, there we go. Alright. And then we won't be able to place it in front of the first one, but the second one we should be able to. 2. Okay. Alright. So, with that, all that done, in theory... Oh, and some belts. In theory, we should be able to start turning things on. So, first things first, let's stroll down and make sure all the belts are done. And again, side note, can we get some upgrades, please? Okay, so we are up to, that's 8,000 packs, that's 18,000 packs, that's 12,000 packs. I still think that's the cheapest. 14, 18, 12, 18, and 10. Okay, we don't really need a bigger and bigger battery, but being able to charge faster is definitely a yes. I always like more robots, even at 18,000 a piece. Logistics carrier engine 18, and we'll get some vein utilization as well. And if you're 8, you're going to go up to 16, so we'll do that one as well. There we go. There's a few researchers added. Okay, so with all that done, we're going to turn on. This is going to absolutely kill our power grid, but it should be fine, he says. Where are we at? We're okay so far. Alright, so we're going to turn on pulling in oil. Now, I have no idea, like I said, of whether I have 60 oil per second, but in theory we do. We're going to pull in our energetic graphene. We're going to pull in our stagmite, styliform stuff. We're going to pull in copper and an autosave with silicon. Yep, we can already see that there's a few issues. We're down to 50%. We're going to pull in more copper with more silicon. We're going to pull in even more silicon with more copper with more silicon. Then we're going to pull in the copper with the iron and the copper with the iron. Okay, with all that done, yeah. I think the power grid is just about to die. Oh, and also need to add these 2 belts back in. That goes to there, and that goes to there. So at least that can start flowing. Yeah, we're down to 30% satisfaction. That went from okay to bad very, very quickly. Have any of the ships arrived? No. There's a copper ship. There's another copper ship. That's an iron ship. An iron ship. Oh, yeah. Have no idea. That must be oil. Yeah, that's our water world. So that must be oil, and that must be stag form, I assume. And yeah, they're just coming in non-stop. Alright, so yeah, to that tower literally right in front of us. Okay, so oil is running. Step number 1. Are you refining? Yes, ever so slowly, because we're down to 20% power. But once you start popping out some hydrogen, in theory, that'll then create us a bit more power to get things up and running. You guys have none on the way. That's always a good sign. Okay. You guys have your steel, stagiform, stagmite, stag something, which should be processing. You guys already have crystal silicon making it to the end of the belt. That's always a good sign. Plastic obviously hasn't made it. Neither has still a stagiform, still in might. Going back to the top, we have no iron and no copper. Good, good. We have some iron, but no copper. You have lots of copper with a little bit of silicon. You have nothing. You have nothing. And you have lots of copper, but not a single lick of silicon. Yep, yep. We can see things have got off to a great start. Yeah. Look, as I said, the smelting planet is not smelting nearly enough. But at least we're staying up over 10%. 10%, because at under 10%, things start breaking in a serious way. Okay, so with all that done, where are we up to with hydrogen? It should be, if I remembered to set a filter, which I didn't, but the hydrogen hasn't made. Oh, the hydrogen's being filtered into the tower first. Ah, yes. Okay, how much hydrogen do we have? 300. It's a little bit. It's going to take us a while to get there, but it should fill up eventually. No, the whole system's going to back up before it does because of lots of missing items. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to unfilter that. Yeah, at least then we'll burn off 50% of it. Yeah. Alright, so with that said, we are officially done with purple science. Like, yes, everything is missing, but it's all requested. They have oh, no, hang on. You don't have ships. Oh. I think I found a problem. The problem is I didn't put ships in all of these. Okay, you need some ships. And you have ships. Okay, no. No, ships didn't really change the outcome. They have ships, they have ships, they have ships. Ships, and ships. Okay, no, I just managed to forget one of them. Okay, so the only thing we haven't done is we haven't put purple science into a tower, which will take our already critical power grid and make it even worse. We will put our tower right about here. We will take our belts in a straight line and feed that straight into there. You, sir, are going to bring in purple science. You're also going to have shippies. And you're also going to have warpers at the grand total of, this is the hardest thing for me to hit, 100. Just one. There we go. I don't have an excess of warpers on me. Local supply, and turn off demand, and then we just need a power pole between there and there and there. Okay. So, after 3 episodes, we have one purple science build. It did take up basically a quarter of a planet. I could have made the whole lot more compressed, but I really didn't see the need to. It is up. It is technically running. It shall eventually output something. It's just going to take it a minute or 3. Actually, no, you have... Oh, but you don't have any of the energetic graphene, and I'm not sure why. At all, because that is being smelted at least. The only thing I can assume is we're using it faster than we're we're smelting it. Okay, so with that done, we need to go pick our next poison. Our next poison is going to be both the yellow science and the green science, which, if we remember, we had already planned to go all the way back to Magna number, not 5, but 6, and we had planned to do it on Magna 6 because it has fire ice and kimberlite ore. Kimberlite ore is going to let us make diamonds, which are going to be required for the structural matrix. Also, fire ice lets us make very, very cheaply graphene, which is then required for the cashmere crystals, which are required for blah 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 blah. The quantum crystals, which quantum crystals are one of the ingredients required for the quantum chips. So we're going to head over to Magna number 6. At the same time, we can check on our rockets and also our ray receivers. Both those need a quick look-see. Okay. One landing later. Oh. Okay. There's no fuel. Well, that's probably a problem. Okay. And where are... I built rockets here. I built rockets. Aha. I built rockets over here. Actually, no. We don't have wave receivers on this planet. That's back on Magna number 1. Alright, so we're going to head into here. You have no rockets, and we have launched 32,000 out of 97,000. But straight away, the fact that we have no deuterium here, which means we probably have a couple of planets that are really dying as far as power is concerned. So, we need to work out what our story is with our deuterium fuel rods. So, next step is to go to Magna number 1, which means we can go check our ray receivers because we're up to 7.1 gigawatts, and we might have to do an emergency swap over to an alternate power source that is not deuterium fuel rods, because being out is not something I'd expected anytime soon. Okay, that's 2 landings in a row. Okay, ray receivers are right beside us, which is good. The belt's backed up. Okay, so we're requesting 8.7 and we're making 7.62, so that's a good sign. And the belt's backed up. The belt's backed up, which means we're not processing them fast enough at home. So, with all that said, it's time to do a big warp and head to... probably Westernhusen. Yeah, Westernhusen's probably going to be our first stop because that's where we process the bright sparks into antimatter. And the fact that it's backed up sort of indicates that we're not processing it fast enough for some reason. And due to the couple of upgrades we have, actually speaking of upgrades, what's the next upgrade to go faster through light speed? 14k. Yeah, you know what? We're going to add that onto our list as well. Because I like the faster warp. I realize that it's more energy consumption, but at the end of the day, with a couple of antimatter fuel rods, it really doesn't matter. As long as we can make it from A to B without running out of fuel, and then as long as we land, we touch down, we recharge faster than what we use it, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, like I said, we're going to head back to the Taka system now. Taka is one of my lovely Patreon supporters. What I've been doing in this series is each time we go out to a new planet, a new star, I make sure I name it after one of the lovely people that are supporting either on YouTube with the join button just below the video or over on Patreon. So we need to head to here. I'm going to try very, very hard to land correctly this time. Yeah, Icarus, that's a correct landing. Sure. That's where I want. Through the tower. Icarus. Land. That's not land. That's a land. Okay. Yeah, that's backed right the way up. Okay, Okay, first off, we're going to uncap that. Secondly, you are also full of antimatter. Okay. Okay. Well, we've turned those guys back on. Actually, you know what? We can... What? I literally have 0 assemblers. No, I have assemblers on me. Oh. Okay. Somewhere in the great list of upgrades, we never bothered upgrading those to tier 2. Hello? Hello? Oh. Yeah. That belt's going in the wrong direction. And I do remember, thank you, I don't even remember who it was, did point it out in the comment section, and I thought I'd already come and fixed it. Okay. Well, that's a bit more production. We are not having any power issues on this planet at least. And yes, we have 5 and a bit thousand antimatter. Okay, so with a whole bunch of antimatter in our inventory and in our arsenal, and more than enough bright sparks to keep up with everything, I think the next thing we're going to have to do... can we literally not process this stuff fast enough? Okay. We cannot process this stuff fast enough. Alright, what are we going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to... We've worked out we have an issue. We have a problem. It's a minor problem. It's we have too much power and the power is not being delivered to the right location. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it here for this episode. We're going to come back next episode. We're going to work on this project first. And then after we've worked on this project, we'll then move on to, well... a couple of other projects, like why the hell we have no deuterium. Yeah, so with all that said, this is what I'm going to call it for this episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next episode.